What's up guys, it's David here. I'm with Tyler and I'm with Dominic, Blood Brigade here.
Oi again, lads.
And what we're doing here today?
We're in Spark again for our interview to do with our upcoming gig and EP release.
March 28th, 2020, 17. Don't miss it. The Yip. The Yip. The Yip.
He can't speak.
I mean, we're used to that.
What does everybody hear?
Anyway, yeah, this is just an introduction to what we're going to be doing on the radio and stuff and what we're going to be talking about. We hope you guys stay tuned and we'll update you on more as the weeks progress. Lead up to the gig. No, we can't. Peace out, guys. Stay tuned.
Perfect timing as we're joined by Blood Brigade. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Right, okay. Nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having us back.
Nice to be back on.
Yes, I know. I had to move heaven and earth to get you back after last time. Only joking. So use that Billie Eilish track, Bad Guy, and then we're going to listen to the tracks. So how many tracks are on this EP that you're putting out?
7.
Seven tracks.
Yeah.
That's value for money, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
How much is that going to be?
£5.
Right, okay, someone do the maths. And so you've got your, since we last spoke, you've had that gig at Victor's?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Oh, great.
Went alright, yeah. It went really well.
Yeah, it was really good actually for our first
Enjoyed
gig.
it, yeah?
Yeah.
I think breaking that sort of barrier and doing that first gig's important.
Definitely, yeah.
So you have now, we had a chat one day and I said, well, why don't you just plan your own EP launch? Right, so you've got an EP launch at Pop Rex coming up. Yeah? Do you want to tell me about that?
Well, basically, I think who came up with the idea of going down to Pop Rex?
I think it was you.
Oh,
Well, I'm going to take the credit for it, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, Kenny takes the credit.
Praise you.
Yeah.
Our Lord and Saviour.
Yeah. So that's what's the date again?
March 28th, 2020.
Right. Okay. March 28th. So it's about 6 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Who have you got on?
So we've got Six of Hearts opening for us. We're really good friends with Six of Hearts, and we thought it was a no-brainer when asking them to open for us because
Like Saturday buddies, aren't you?
Yeah, Saturday buddies.
Both tracks at the
Yeah.
same time. Yeah. You've played with them at Victor's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Slightly different kind of genre, but it goes well. He's get on and mates like them. Yeah. So what have you been doing in the bit in between, other than recording the EP?
Just looking at different concepts for songs that we could do. Like looking at different inspirations, sort of just looking at different things that have happened in the world, things that have happened to us as people, and trying to just put that across and just keep on working, really. Like, even when we were recording the EP, it was literally just full on, it was just graft. And the results that came out of, like, the results that we got, we're pleasantly surprised with what we were able to do.
Yeah, good. Almost getting deep there, but I think when you came in last time, you know me well enough. You're quite open and talk about anything anyway, don't you? But like you're saying, I think that for young lads who at times carry quite a lot of weight on your shoulders times, and you just come in and we sort of, you vent a little bit and tell us sort of, how you're all feeling. That's all kind of come into the writing of this EP, is it, and the production of it all?
Yeah.
Definitely, especially when it comes into the writing, because a lot of songs on the EP are very much about personal experience, and it fuels how we manage to produce, really, with our artistic vision and how we're able to get across what we want to get across. It's one of those things where it's like, because I've written most of our songs, and we've all contributed in our different sort of ways. But I believe that having a message that is strong will get more people listening, I believe.
Okay, so you do try and have a message in your songs,
Yeah.
and I know there's a couple. There's one song particularly that we can't play because of its title, but that does have a message.
That's definitely
Yeah.
just EP material. That one.
Probably be lost on a lot of people. But no, it's good that you're not just kind of writing about just fairy tales or whatever. You're writing about stuff and you like to get a message across. Shall we have a listen to Corrupt Legion?
Yeah, let's do
Oh
it.
yeah.
So what's this one about then?
It's more just about how the justice system is legitimately wrong.
Okay.
Nah, they never do.
Okay. So obviously, I know without going into it, you've kind of been on the wrong side of that to some degree. But
Oh, yeah.
we don't necessarily need to touch that. But you're all in a good place at the moment. So let's not bring the vibes down, man. Great. That Blood Brigade and Corrupt Legion, thunder in the background. Yeah, nice. So that was recorded at the Bunker with Phil in. Roughly a few months back, wasn't it?
November.
Yeah.
November.
When you first came in, I think you were when you hadn't recorded before, and it was a case of right, okay, how can we fit it into your little routine that you had? It was coming in for 3 hours on a Saturday, and I think you're all a little bit apprehensive, but it just seemed to click, didn't it? Phil worked well with Phil, and I think he's. That first recording, you were a little bit like kind of wow about what it sounded like, yeah.
Yeah.
So how I mean, we're saying it's 2 years this weekend from you coming in.
Yeah.
How have you changed since then?
Ooh, the amount of progression we've been able to make, especially coming from because we started not knowing really much about what to do or how to go about things and stuff. But I feel like as time's progressed, we've nailed that down, and we've been able to come up with these songs that have such a strong message and such a passionate meaning. And I don't think, to be honest, we wouldn't be where we are today if we didn't have the work. We put in the work. If we didn't have the passion and the motivation, we wouldn't have been able to do this today.
Yeah.
The only thing I could recall from the first day down at the bunker was I usually don't bring my guitar down at that point. I think I stopped bringing it down around March. I think it was the Telecaster. It was sort of a copy of the Telecaster, and the first one I managed to break one of the strings, and a week later I brought in one of my own strings to repair it.
I think I put a video of it as well.
The fact is, and I don't think you know about this, there was a recording online where when we finished what was going to be Vigilante, the first draft of Vigilante, the string broke. So I was telling guys about the string, and the strap was...
He went to go to fix the string, and then the strap fell off.
It just popped off. It just popped off and hit the floor, and we were like...
Two things happening in one.
Shouldn't have told me that. No, see, he's are very passionate, and I can't call these kids, but obviously they're all adults now. But Alan asked kind of earlier on, so I think he has seen bits of you in him, and it's probably the first time you've met plenty of young punks, whatever. But for the first time,
guys, when I've been obviously when I go down to Pop Rex and have a coffee, so I have seen you about guys.
Yeah, but probably the first time maybe that you've chatted with young users of the bunker now who were going through a bit of what you
well,
went
of course,
through,
I mean, I don't think I'd approach them in the street just off hello young men, I'm one of the original members of the bunker, don't you know? That would never work. They'll just look at you and just think, oh God, he's an idiot. But I mean, just talking to them here, I mean, it's I think that's the thing. I mean, I asked just tell us, guys. I mean, where would you be without the bunker? And how would you have getting started with practice and things like that?
Probably.
I don't think we would have been anywhere.
No, we probably would have been a field band.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I think we would have failed right there and then, because we were trying to find another place and it just wasn't working. But the fact that we managed to find the bunker with all of its bits and bobs and how accommodating it is, it's like we've found the perfect place to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I remember the initial approach from Dominic, like kind of, you got in touch and said, "Oh, is this offer still going there?" And I'd said, "Oh, it's a bit out of date." And I think you were like, "Well, that's not on. You've got an offer out of date on your website." And I was like, "Oh, kind of fair enough." But I think what I saw was like some young people who didn't necessarily have somewhere to go, and you were like, "All right, we need guitars, leads, everything," and and that's. that's what it needs. That's what it always has been. Really, there are bands who come in who tour the sort of world and don't need anything, but there are similarly young people who've not got the sort of their instruments and the armoury, so it needs to be able to accommodate both. Needs to be friendly, and I think we spoke last time about the incident when you had gone, bless you's gone into kind of Mulberry Park, and one of your old band members was attacked. The bunker to me should always be a bit of a safe haven.
It is,
and that, in a way, that's probably why the front doors become not as as welcoming as it could be, because it's kind of like you think you feel safe behind it. But I mean, do you want to touch on that?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think any of us would be where we are today without each other, but also without our friends and stuff. Like our friends are some of our biggest supporters. Like we've got friends like Ethan Nichols, we've got Lewis Stone, we've got Plum Ulyanova, we've got all of our friends and all of our supporters, the guys at Six of Hearts. The guys are probably going to go crazy because I've shouted them out here. Hello, Ethan, how are you doing?
They shouted us out.
We honestly wouldn't be where we are today without the support from our friends and stuff.
Do you want me to tell them about how we originally met the guys at Six of Hearts? Because
go ahead.
It was we just got in, and I was going through one of the cupboards to collect all of the gear that we need, and then the power went out. The power went out. So I didn't know I knew it was a power out, but I don't know what these guys were thinking at the moment, because they were in the room where the only light that was on was the actual room. So because usually we have one of the fellas from Sibian constantly turning it off.
It's a ghost adventure. The power's gone out at the bunker, and we have no idea what the fuck is going on. Oh, what's that noise? Oh, it's a ghost! Oh, fuck! Oh! Was this the culprit? This thing? Is it? Oh!
Well, anyway, we're out of time now, so thank you very much for that. So, gig is on the 28th of March.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody for being with us there. Thanks, Alan, Dan, and you guys.
No
we'll see you same time next week. Bye bye.